Welcome to the Owning Your Sexual Self podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Main, awesome wife and dog mom for life. I'm a sex therapist turned sex coach, and I run a successful business selling relationship enhancement products. I absolutely love talking about all things sex. So you can expect this podcast to explore all things related to women's sexual health because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you discover and embrace what brings you pleasure so that you can own your sexual self. If that sounds good to you, then keep listening and let's fucking do this. All right, so Megan, what in the hell does hot girl summer even mean for somebody that's listening to this episode?
Hot girl summer, it's like a trend, first of all, okay? It's this hot girl summer trend, but what it means to, like, me and what I promote is, like, literally just having the confidence to believe that you are hot or beautiful or sexy or whatever, like, resonates with you. You know, it doesn't mean that we're subscribing to society's version of what hot is and hot girl summer. It's literally you going out there this summer, coming into fall, of 365 days a year, wearing what you want, wearing what makes you feel good, and just, like, feeling good in your own skin. Like, that's hot girl summer. Confidence is hot girl summer.
Yeah. I love that you said it's a trend, and I'm wondering, do you feel like it came, like, hot girl summer was created because of COVID, and for a lot of us, when we were in COVID, we weren't showering, we weren't doing, we weren't worried about makeup, we weren't worried about any of that shit. A lot of people have talked about weight gain during COVID because we weren't exercising or eating the same that we were, and so do you feel like literally hot girl summer stemmed from that? Because now we're just out of quarantine, we're like, fuck, I don't care, like, I'm here, I just want to be out in the world and having fun at this time.
Yes, literally what I said at the beginning of the summer, I made, like, a post on Instagram, and I was like, swimsuit season no longer. It is just self-love season from now on. Like, whatever that means to you. If it means that you're just finally, like, showering every day and brushing your teeth, like, I love that you said that. It is literally whatever self-love, self-care, that is hot girl summer. Whatever that means to you, taking care of yourself, feeling good in your own skin, like, absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. Hot girl summer all the way. Hot girl fall, hot girl winter, like hot girl all the seasons.
Hot girl winter. Oh, I am ready. Cozy girl winter, whatever we're going to call it. I'm freaking ready. I'm a little sick of hot girl summer. It's a little too hot for me. Winter, fall, we coming through, man.
Yes. I love it. Okay. Y'all, I'm so excited for this interview that I have going on today with Megan Ulrich Krueger. She is one of my besties and also a confidence coach as well. So make sure you check her out on Instagram at Megan Loves Your Face. Keep listening because this interview is fire. We talk about all things related to hot girl summer, how it's trending, what in the hell it means, and how you can change your mindset around hot girl summer and really step into your hot girl feels. All right, keep listening. All right, so I want to recap because you've been on the podcast before and we were talking about body confidence and people just talking about your body. We talked about fat shaming and skinny shaming and all these different things. And that was, that was like a year ago? Oh my God, that was a year ago. Holy fuck.
I know.
Oh my gosh. So I'm really curious, Megan, now that you have really stepped into this light of becoming a confidence coach, what do you feel like has changed for you? And what would you say are your biggest takeaways in your last journey of self-love?
Yes. Okay. I am actually obsessed that you asked me this because I was thinking of doing an entire episode about this and possibly even playing clips from our first episode together because the things that I've learned that are just so different from even what I was, like, preaching and sharing a year ago is crazy. It just goes to show how much we can, like, grow and learn in different areas of life. I would say, oh gosh, thinking back to, like, a year ago, I didn't even have confidence in being a body confidence coach. It was very, like, I might do a podcast, I might do this thing, and, like, it has now turned into an entirely different world. Like, we have doubled our community on Instagram and I've started a podcast. It's called Laugh It Off. Mm-hmm. Like, we have done the damn thing. But, like, I think some of my biggest takeaways is I started dabbling into what it meant to be confident and what it meant to love your body. And there is so much more that I uncovered that is still to uncover, that it's more than just, like, not fat shaming. It is like fat liberation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It is more than just like not complimenting people's like weight loss, and it is like anti-diet revolution. Like it's so much bigger, and there's so much more to this entire industry, and I'm excited to like continue learning. So yeah, it's been an amazing like year-long journey, and thank you for having me on your podcast a year ago. And you're like, I feel like you're the best friend I have that could talk about body confidence, and I was like, okay. And it was good. If you guys haven't listened to it, it was a raw episode. It was neither Rachel or I had talked much about confidence in that realm at all up until that point, and I feel like we've both grown in our sexual confidence journeys, body confidence journeys. Like, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I agree. And the name of that episode, if you're wanting to look back at it, pun intended, it was called Stop Talking About My Fucking Body. And yeah, I remember we were literally sitting in my bedroom. It was 4th of July weekend. Megan was here visiting from Michigan, and we just had that very genuine conversation. It wasn't scripted at all. And for me personally, came up just things from my past about when I was body shamed by parents and stuff like that. And to no fault of their own, you know, people say things, you think you're joking, and we're just not conscious of the things that come out of our mouths when it is in regards to somebody else's body. And yeah, I think I'm super fucking proud of you for stepping into that confidence coach, because you are such an inspiration for so many people, and women specifically. And I mentioned, in the intro, like, make sure you're following Megan on Instagram, because she is literally like, I feel like I'm friends with Lizzo. Lizzo is the person that I deem her as like body confidence, like goddess. And I fucking love her. And I met Lizzo. Yeah, we've met in real life, but I learned about Lizzo through you, which is also just ironic. But you are like my friend that reminds me of Lizzo. So I, in some way, feel like I've met and am connected to Lizzo through that.
I'm obsessed with you. Oh my God. We're both Lizzo adjacent just because we love her.
Yes, seriously. And all right, so people know by now, I'm a sexual confidence coach. You're a confidence coach. So when it comes to sexual confidence and the work that I'm doing with women, body shaming is something that is so on the forefront of things. There's so many women that, let's say they have the sexual desire and they're wanting to try the new things, but they literally just think so poorly of themselves that they're not even willing to get past that to try the new things or to bring the fun and the play into the bedroom. So what would you say to that woman, that if somebody's listening right now and it's literally the thoughts that they have about their body image specifically that's standing in their way of their sexuality?
Yeah, so my two biggest tips. One is to literally embark on your self-acceptance journey yesterday. And my biggest tip for that, and I say this all the time, but it's so, so true, is like diversify the content that you are taking in. Like when we surround ourselves, we're in such a media-based society right now. We are surrounded by idealistic bodies on Instagram, on TikTok, on television, all this stuff. Do everything in your power to diversify the content that you are actually taking in. That was like the catalyst for my self-acceptance journey, was when I discovered this entire community of like mid to plus size women on TikTok dancing in their swimsuits, like doing all of this stuff. And I'm like, that is my same body type. And I think she is beautiful. Why am I not thinking this about myself? And so making a conscious effort to follow people with different size and shaped bodies, follow people, different backgrounds, different skin colors, different abilities. Like the more we can diversify our newsfeed, we get to learn about so many people's lifestyles, but we actually start to accept ourselves through that journey, learning that no two people look the same, no one body type is idealistic. And like literally, you guys, when I scroll TikTok or Instagram, if something comes up that doesn't make me feel good about my body, or specifically what I've had to do the last couple months on TikTok, when I see weight loss videos, I literally click not interested. There is an option to click into it and I say not interested. Like, don't show me content that is promoting weight loss anymore. I'm not interested. Yeah. So that is first and foremost, is like embark on that self-acceptance journey today, yesterday, tomorrow, as soon as possible. And then as far as like turning this into something that can benefit you in the bedroom, like getting comfortable with yourself. I always say, like, you cannot give directions to a place that you've never been. So how how do you expect to feel comfortable in front of a partner when you're not even comfortable in front of a mirror? It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It's just we have to start with ourselves first. We have to start with discovering what we like, what brings us pleasure, but also accepting ourselves in the freaking mirror in order to feel comfortable in front of a partner. So those are the two things I would say. It really, it's hard work. It's literally like putting conscious effort in every day, but it starts with you and your self-acceptance, and it can be fun discovering what you like too. Make it fun. Don't make it like shamey. Like, I'm gonna experiment with how I like to be touched. Like feeling yourself up in the bath, like literally whatever it is. That's where you start, is with you.
For sure. And I think if it helps too, another tip I wanted to add to that is that focusing on, like you said, the pleasurable things, taking the focus off of your body and what you think you might look like. It reminds me of like the Pinterest versus reality type pictures, right? Like what we think we look like versus what we actually look like, but spinning that in a way that it is a positive thing, because, and I think you agree with this, Meg, like confidence really does come around to your mindset and what you're putting your focus on. So again, if you're taking this into the bedroom and you're worried about, what you look like in that piece of lingerie or what you look like fully nude even, I promise you, the fact of the reality is that your partner is literally probably so excited that you're, one, being in that vulnerable space with them to create that intimacy. And I promise you, they're not looking at your belly, right? They're not looking at your thighs. They're looking at the ass and titties, okay? Like that is probably likely what they're focusing on. So love the areas of your body that you do currently love. And if you listen to the other previous episode I had on with Brandy Wilson, like, loving your body while you're working on your body, right? You can get yourself to that space. And I loved when she said that. I personally, I had a weigh-in this morning at the gym, and I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life, which is, it's difficult for me. And I knew this was going to happen after getting off birth control this year. And I've literally always been 123. That has been my weight for, honestly, like years and years and years. Now I weigh 135. Like that to me, like when I first saw that, I had to do some work around that myself to stop like obsessing about what my weight was. And honestly, you've really helped me through that, because when I look at it, I'm like, I weigh the most I ever have in my life, but I'm also the most confident I have ever fucking been in my life. And it doesn't have anything to do with my weight or what I look like in a bathing suit or a dress.
The amount of people that I have heard that from lately, Rachel, is astounding. Like, it's same for me. I personally do not weigh myself anymore. So for anybody listening, like, that is just something I choose to no longer do, because that was me for so many years, being engulfed in diet culture, tying our worth to our weight. Like, if you are somebody where you need to just get off the scale for a while, by all means. But I would gander to say I'm probably the most that I've ever weighed before. And I've heard from other friends too, and other people where they're like, same, but like, I am the happiest I've ever been. And I think that truly, coming out of this pandemic, does have all of us experience body changes of some sort. I think everybody fluctuated weight, whether it be up or down. We all experience body changes. But also, we all came to terms with the fact that life is too fucking short not to live in the moment, because we had a year and a half of our lives and experiences and memories robbed of us, basically. And so it doesn't fucking matter what you look like right now. Like, what matters is literally soaking up every moment that you can, because life is too fucking short right now.
Yeah. I was just thinking of a meme that I saw. It might have been you that shared it, but somebody was like, nobody's at your funeral like thinking, God, I wish you would have lost 20 pounds.
Oh my God,
nobody.
So true.
Oh my God.
Yes, so true. And I even, going along that lines too, that reminds me of like memes or like things that you like, quotes about like, you're not friends with people because of what they weigh. Like, I'm not friends with you because you weigh 123, Rachel. Like, I am friends with you because of so many other, like, amazing qualities, right? And so if we truly think that our friends and partners or whatnot are going to judge us for that, like, it's a reality check. Like, nobody's going to go to your funeral and say that they wish you were thinner. Nobody is your friend because of what you weigh. It's so many other amazing attributes that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you mentioned the word trending a few times now. So can we dabble in the TikTok algorithm currently? Yes. And yeah, because you said Hot Girl Summer is very much a trend and something that's happening this year in 2021. But when I was with you a few weeks ago in Arizona, you posted some TikToks, and Yeah, I'll let you take it away from there. But there's some shit that was stirred up on that trip for sure.
Oh my God, what, are you talking about my coffee one? Which one are you talking about?
You did? Okay, so you did a TikTok, and then there was a person that was in a smaller body type to you that did the same thing. And
Megan
it's like,
Band.
yes.
Oh, yes, we can totally go into the fact that TikTok hates fat people.
We're just calling it as it is.
TikTok, I don't know how they mastered their algorithm, but I do know that LGBTQ creators, fat content creators, Black content creators have their videos taken down or reported at higher rates than others. Like, there is thin women and like they're beautiful, but they're in like skimpy ass bikinis, and then there's me in like a high rise like bottom and just a regular swimsuit top, and I get banned for quote unquote nudity. And it's like, okay, and they don't even like appeal it either. They deny all of my appeals all the time. And it's just so it's fucked up. The society, life has a long ways to go with stuff like that. Because yeah, I know it's not just me. I know it happens to other content creators and minority groups too. And yeah, it's just fucking crazy. It is why we have to be careful about the media that we are choosing to take in. TikTok, social media can be great. Like I said, I gained a lot of confidence from diversifying my newsfeed, but we do have to be careful with the media that we're consuming and that is being put out there and the restrictions that are being put on all of it. Because yeah, and it's still happening to me, y'all. I'm like, it's like every third video is like something gets flagged on it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Seriously. And are other platforms the same? Do you think, like, would you say Facebook or Instagram, like Instagram Reels, for instance, is similar? Or are you unsure?
I'm not sure about Instagram Reels. I do think the Instagram Explore page kind of has pieces of that, but it's definitely not as like evident as TikToks are. And I think it honestly might be because TikTok literally notifies you when your content is flagged or taken down. Instagram, I believe, just kind of like quote unquote shadow bans you. So it just means that they're not pumping it out to the Explore page. They're not pumping it out to like the Reels homepage. So to you, it might just be like, oh, my Reel didn't get a lot of views, but it may have been like shadow banned, so to speak. But on TikTok, you get the actual notification that says, hey, we have removed your video for X, Y, and Z nudity, X, Y, and Z bullying, whatever.
Yeah. So fucked up.
I know.
I love that you're talking about too diversifying your newsfeed, because we'll kind of move into our goal bodies, right? And fuck your goal body and all that. But I remember having back in the day, right? When I started to see this weight gain, I started to follow all of these quote unquote skinny accounts, like all of these weightlifters, all these women that with 6-packs and super tan, like fucking 0% body fat. And I would be like, that's what I want. That's what I'm working towards. And you said this perfectly, but it's like when I unfollowed all those accounts because they did make me feel like shit, because I would be scrolling Instagram, these women would come up, I'm like, fuck, I didn't go to the gym today, or I just ate 3 pieces of pizza, and like started shaming myself and having that negative self-talk. When I started unfollowing those people, unless they were my friends, of course, but I started unfollowing these accounts, and I started following people like The Bird's Papaya, who was somebody that you brought me on to, and just seeing these women loving themselves no matter what it is that they look like, and seeing how fucking happy their lives are because they're not putting that stigma around themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So let's just talk about goal bodies. Like, how can somebody change their mindset around having a quote unquote goal body?
Yeah, I think 2 things that really stick out to me. And honestly, this goal body thing can go both ways too. So for me, it was always like wanting to be thinner. But I've had thin friends who want the Kardashian body. They're like, oh, I like my waist, but I wish that my thighs were bigger. Like, so for starters, it's knowing that everybody always has something they wish that they could change, right? It's not just you that has these negative thoughts. So like, get that out of the way. But the 2 things that I really always come back to is the fact that like we could all, if everybody in the world ate the exact same thing and did the exact same workouts, we would all still look different. That is a fact, because we are all made different. We have different metabolic rates. We have different genetics. Like, even if we all ate the same and did the same workouts, we would all still look different. And then to add to that, also knowing that like our bodies actually have like a natural, like neutral weight that we're supposed to be in. And a lot of people experience this when they do, let's say, diet, and then you start hitting this quote unquote plateau, right? That usually means that is like the end, like the bottom of your actual like neutral, like, you know, fluctuation that you're supposed to be in. Anything beyond that is unnatural, it's unattainable. And so I think knowing that we all come with just equilibrium is the right word, like an equilibrium of weight that we're supposed to be in. And that really helped me a lot because I am somebody who has been engulfed in diet culture for basically a decade now, up until like a year ago. And that's the reason why when I was thinner, like that shit, the second you stop restricting yourself, it comes back on plus tenfold. Like 96% of diets result in weight gain, and a lot of times gaining even more. So I think just having like being armed with that knowledge that our bodies are all truly, truly wired differently. Yeah. And that there's no one way to eat, to work out, to look like, yeah, when we can embrace the beauty of like diversity and how different people's bodies can be, like it is amazing.
Yeah, love people for who they are and what they are, right? And something you said made me think of this. When I was away traveling recently, I was talking to a friend and she brought up the fact, you know, she did go through a huge weight loss journey. And she's like, you know, even when I was at my lowest weight, there was still things that I didn't like about my body. Now I've gained that weight back, or some of that weight back, and there's still things I don't like about my body. So she's like, in conclusion, she was very like strategic about it. She's like, in conclusion, I have learned that no matter what I look like, there will always be something that I would want to change. So I'm just loving who the fuck I am, and I'm doing what I want. I'm exercising what I want. I'm doing what makes me feel good, not because I'm working towards some result of some sort.
Yes, that is actually, so you saying that is one of the biggest reasons that I decided to no longer weigh myself, is because I needed to make sure that the decisions I was making for myself and my body were because that's what felt good to me, and not because I was looking to achieve a certain look or a certain number on the scale. Like I haven't even shared this on my own podcast yet. I've recently moved into a more like organic, closer to plant-based, like kind of just removing like toxins and things like that from our home. I've gone back to my regular like CrossFit-ish gym class that I go to every day. And so on paper you could be like, oh no, that's like a diet or whatever. It's not. It's like I'm just experimenting with what makes me feel good, you know, and having that freedom when you're no longer tied to a result is like incredible, because you do have the freedom to explore. There is no longer, oh, I start this day and I want to achieve this goal by this day. Like, no, again, life is too short to constantly be wanting to lose weight. There will always be a holiday that you want to lose weight for. There will always be a wedding you want to lose weight. Like, no, life is too short to always be working towards some form of like goal body, basically. Fuck your goal body. That's what I say in my podcast. I have a t-shirt that says fuck your goal body, because the body you have now is worthy of being loved as it is now.
Yeah, your body that you have now has carried you through so many different things. And I think for women specifically, if you've had kids, if you have had some sort of weight increase or even decrease, it's like thinking about the things that this body has got you through so far up to this point in your life. Expressing gratitude around those things and loving those things. And like we were saying too in this conversation around sexual confidence specifically, it's like loving the things that you know you already love about yourself and focusing on those things versus focusing on the things that you wish you would change, you know, while you're standing there nude in front of the mirror in front of somebody.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Anything else around Hot Girl Summer? So we talked about how this is a trend. We talked about how to embrace this. We talked about a little bit into the mindset piece of it. What else do people need to know about Hot Girl Summer?
I literally think we need to release the idea of what society tells us hot is. Like, you can be the hot, like, you, as you are, you can be Hot Girl Summer. Hot Girl Summer is a mindset. It is, and it doesn't have to be hot either. It doesn't have to be like us sexualizing ourselves all the time if you don't want. Maybe it's beautiful girl summer. Maybe it is sexy. Like, whatever feels good for you. Like, and knowing that you can embrace that as you are, and that we don't have to be society's version of hot to like feel confident in a swimsuit this summer, to feel comfortable in a dress, to feel like whatever, to wear the damn shorts, y'all. Nobody cares how thick your thighs are, okay? Like, wear the fucking shorts. It has been the hottest summer we've had in a long time.
Literally.
Like, it is warm. Dress what feels good for you. Like, that to me is hot girl summer, is like having the confidence to wear what feels comfortable and just like fully owning it.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings me up to something that I overheard somebody say, and this was in a situation where we were in bathing suits, and I heard somebody say to somebody else, "Oh, can you really be confident in still wearing a one piece?" And I was just like, what in the fuck? Like, so if I'm somebody that's confident, that means that I have to wear things that show, you know, what society really would deem as being confident, right? So that means I have to wear a bikini because I love my body that much to wear a bikini.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm so glad you brought this up. That is so, like, such a good point. Literally releasing the idea of anything meaning anything and just wearing what feels good to you, because also half these fucking one pieces out there these days are more revealing than the two pieces I have. My classic pink swimsuit and peach that I wear my one piece. My one piece swimsuit shows more of my body than any of my two pieces. And I know that sounds like it wouldn't work, but it literally does. You can see every single one of my tattoos everywhere in my one piece swimsuit. Yes. And I think it is like a society thing. Like, you know, the fat girls always wore the one pieces in high school and whatnot. Like, that is like so old school. We are beyond that, right?
Yeah.
We are beyond. Where the fuck you want.
Yeah. I recently also, I posted all this on Instagram. I got myself a one piece, same thing, because I'm like seeing all these super sexy one pieces. I was like, fuck yeah, there's some days like I don't want my stomach to show. There's some days that I just want to be more comfy and I don't want to have to worry about like if I sit a certain way, how many rolls are going to be showing, like whatever. And they're super fucking cute. So and it's so funny that you said that, because I remember when I put it on, that is literally how that is what society raised me to believe, is that if you were fat, you had to wear a one piece. If you were fat and you wore a two piece, people were going to talk some shit about you, right? Like, people were going to be pointing at you, laughing at you, all these things. And when I put this on, I was like, of course I love this one piece bathing suit, because I fucking love one piece bodysuit type of lingerie. Like, I feel like a fucking Beyonce badass in those pieces. So that's exactly when I put that on, I was like, shit, like, I would much rather wear this. Like, I feel so good. There's so much room for activities in this thing. Like, I feel damn good, and it's super cute.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And it truly does just go to show, like, how much of a, like, fat-phobic society we are raised in. And this honestly kind of stems back to your first question, ever. Like, that has been the biggest eye-opener for me the last year, is really learning and then trying to unlearn, like, the fat phobia that we are literally raised in. We like, eat, sleep, breathe fat phobia in our society. And just really starting to learn that, like, not only that weight and worth don't equal each other, but a lot of times weight and health don't equal each other either. Like I said, I eat a very balanced diet. I no longer consume much, like, sodas. I don't consume as much caffeine as I used. Like, all these things. I go to the gym like 4 times a week. I'm not a fucking supermodel, right? Like, and that to me is like solid proof that weight and health are not equivalent. And I think we are brought up to believe that, like, if you weigh a certain amount or you are considered fat or plus size or whatever, that it means that you're unhealthy. It doesn't. Because yet we never turn around and say the same thing about thin people. I know plenty of thin people who are not healthy, and it's fine. It's whatever you put in your body and whatever you choose to do is completely your choice. But, like, how come it's always just the one scenario that we are, like, taught?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that is a great point. I think too, if you do some exercise around like limiting beliefs and writing out these things that you can think of off the top of your head when it comes to your body and things that you were taught or things that you've heard along your lifespan, like you were not born with these beliefs that you have around weight specifically, right? They came along from somewhere. So thinking about the things like a limiting belief such as like if I'm fat, I need to wear a one piece, or only skinny people can wear 2-piece bikinis, or only hot girls are the ones that get the best looking partners, or whatever it might be, but we all have these beliefs that we have, and we're, like you said, it's literally writing these out, rewriting them to be something positive and factual, and starting to rewire your brain to think of those things. I tell you, you're gonna go through life much more fucking happy than you are like continuing to believe these terrible things about yourself or weight in general.
Yeah, my favorite question to ask myself when I'm working through any limiting beliefs, and it's so fucking simple, but the question is this ultimately true? Mm-hmm. And 95% of the time, the answer is no. So whether it's like, oh, can I only wear a swimsuit, or, oh, I have to wear a cover-up to go to the beach because people will stare at me. Is this ultimately true? No, it probably isn't, and this can be for anything. It's not just weight based. Like I've even done a lot of this around like money confidence mindset is like, money beliefs that we grow up with that like, oh, only rich people get X, Y, and Z. Is this ultimately true? No. Like, or money is bad. Is that ultimately true? No. It's the simplest question to ask yourself, but when you are going through these bouts of like negativity, do some reflection, ask yourself, is this ultimately true? Because I guarantee you the answer is probably no.
I love it. This was so fucking good. Seriously, I have all the feels right now. Like, I just want to go put on a piece of lingerie just for the fuck of it. Like, it's literally 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. Like, I'm just feeling all the things right now.
Same. I'm like, I should go record some swimsuit TikToks and see if they keep banning me. Yes. And just dance in my swimsuit.
Yeah, and can I say for the record, fuck you, TikTok, for being the way you are. Like, that is, that's fucked up.
Yeah. That is literally our society, though. It is fucking crazy.
Ugh. All right. Well, I know I've said it multiple times, but make sure you go and follow Megan on Instagram. It's at Megan Loves Your Face. She's a confidence coach. She's a badass. She's one of my besties. And thank you so much again for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun talking to you.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. This was the best.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you loved it, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a thing. And if you loved it so fucking much, be sure to leave a 5-star review. I'll see you next week, and until then, keep owning your sexual self.